Welcome to Body for Christ, the fitness channel that's dedicated to the glory of God and helping you to forge a physical body that is fearfully and wonderfully made. Today I want to show you a variation of the bench press that you can do by utilizing bands that will help to not just focus on the primary muscles of the pecs, upper, mid, and lower pecs, but will also help to focus on all of those thousands and tens of thousands of tiny micro muscles that are throughout your arms, your triceps, your deltoids, and the pecs. Bands are incredible. Now, I'm not saying that this is what you should do every single time you're on the bench press, but it's something you can do, say, maybe 2 or 3 times a month and incorporate it into your bench pressing routine to really help focus on those micro muscles and strengthening the joints and the ligaments and, once again, all that connective tissue. Bands are amazing. So first of all, you can use them just to warm the muscles up, and that's what I do. Like, this is just taking a band here, doubling it over, so you flip it, double it over, pull it back, focusing on the rear deltoids and warming the shoulders up. But with the bench press, you can actually take bands and put them on either ends of the bar, loop it underneath the bench itself, and you're just gonna have to see it for yourself. So let's say I have another band right here. What I already have prepped on this bar is 2 thicker black bands and then 1 super thick purple band. In total, these 3 additional bands on the bar adds about another 100+ pounds. But what's so cool about it is that at the furthest extent that you're holding the bar, that's where the weight is going to be the most intense, because the bands are stretched to their furthest limit. Then when you're going down, the weight is decreasing, so you get to your chest and the weight is actually at its least because the bands are most relaxed. You'll see what I mean when coming up. But let's say we got another band here. We loop it around one side. We thread it down underneath the bench itself. Bring it up the other side. Loop it around the other side like that. And now we got a total of 4 bands on this. I sit down, and like any normal bench press, you're going to want to tuck your shoulder blades back, keep your butt flat on the bench, and keep your feet on the floor. Keep your elbows also tucked in. You don't want to have your elbows flaring out. You want to keep your elbows tucked in. So normally, this bar right here is just 45 pounds. 45 pounds of free weight. Now, it's the 45-pound bar plus an additional probably 115 pounds of dynamic weight, ever-shifting weight that you have to use those micro muscles to balance. So I take the weight, and this will be the heaviest bar that you've ever felt. And you have to balance the thing, and you come down, and the weight gets lighter as you get here, because once again the bands become more and more relaxed. Then you press up, and it becomes more intense as you get to the top. So lighter, heavier, lighter, heavier, lighter, heavier. Now, do that, warm yourself up with 1 band. Put a second band on, get a little heavier with a second band. Put a third band on. Now it's actually starting to feel pretty heavy. Put a 4th band on, and now you're gonna really be feeling it. And then, put the weights on. Put a 45-pounder on. Put another 45-pounder on. At this weight, without the bands, you're looking at your standard 135 pounds. With the bands, all of a sudden you've increased the weight to probably in the range of 250 pounds, and it's dynamic once again. Lock it in, get underneath it, and have a good time. 3, 2, 1. Oh. Ooh. Lighter, heavier, lighter, heavier, lighter, heavier, lighter, heavier. Oh. 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 Do that, and you'll find that not only are you going to be strengthening over time those micro muscles and the connective tissue, but during the course of the workout, you will find that you will get the most intense pump imaginable. Heck of a lot of fun. This has been Jake Hilton with Body for Christ. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Also be sure to check out the video description below. Subscribe to our other channels, the Sword of Yehovah Ministries, and also Into the Forge. And until I see you all next time, you just be fearfully and wonderfully made.